Today is Monday, July 7th, 2025, and there's two main topics that I wanted to talk about today. One of them is the energy sector and why specifically I'm bullish on REPX, even though it's a very risky position. And the second thing that I want to talk about was basically a recap of how much money I made in the previous month and kind of like my thought process behind my profits from trading, dividends, etc., and kind of like what my general goal is. But let's get right into it. So today I am down 0.3% on a day where the NASDAQ is down 0.75, but also up 0.15 after hours. So I'm slightly outperforming, basically in line with the market today, but I am still outperforming the market in terms of year over year and year to date. And I also wanted to show you guys an updated transaction history. So last we left off, I believe it was the event contracts expiring worthless. But today I did go ahead and close out all of my Robinhood covered calls, and I made roughly about $160. So if any of you guys remember from the previous video, I did go ahead and sell these Robinhood covered calls here at the bottom. And then today I did go ahead and close them at a pretty decent profit. It's only $160, so it's not like gonna protect my entire portfolio or change my life in any way, but it was just a little bit of protection, and I guess a little bit more money than I would have had if I didn't hedge against Robinhood. But I also did go ahead and put $1,000 more into Honest. And in the previous video, I believe I talked a little bit about what I would like to see from Honest. And basically my price target, it's still $10 a share. Right now it's about $5 a share. So, I do expect my $1,000 investment to double into $2,000. And right now I believe Honest is like roughly $10,000 of my portfolio. But as you guys can see, there are no longer any Robinhood covered calls on my portfolio. I still have my 3 Solana. And I did get a little bit of my staking rewards today. It's about 0.001. So it's basically nothing, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of what it looks like on the Robinhood app if you do decide to stake your Solana on the actual Robinhood app. So just from my observations, it looks like they actually realize your staking gain, most likely just for tax compliance reasons. So it realizes that very small amount that I earn from staking, and then it goes ahead and reinvests it into Solana. But if we take a look at my portfolio, you guys will see that REPX is my number 5 position in my portfolio. And I did see a very interesting update on X today, and I think it was the Department of Energy that said from here until 2030, the chances of power outages is expected to double or something like that. And I believe it was due to retiring the old sources of energy and having a hard time keeping up with not just the new demand, but replacing the old methods of how we've been generating electricity. And I'm not like an energy expert or an energy analyst or anything like that, but I did think that was good news for REPX. And it's just one of the many reasons why, even though REPX is a very small company and it's a very risky position for me, I'm a little bit more confident in holding it. Not just because of the news with the Department of Energy's announcement, but also with how small caps have been lately. So small caps have greatly underperformed the market, even though if you look over time, you should expect small caps to underperform the market as if you're investing in the entire index, right? If you invest in a very specific small cap and you grow with that company as it gets upgraded to a mid cap and then large cap and it gets included into multiple indices, obviously that's where most of the gains are made. But in terms of investing in the entire small cap index, you should expect to underperform the NASDAQ over a very long time. But I have seen a lot of talk on YouTube, on X, and just in general of potentially small caps starting to play catch up, which is also good news for REPX because REPX is a very small company. But another reason why I'm bullish on REPX is because in the big beautiful bill that just passed, I believe there was a lot of incentives for small businesses and domestic investments overall. And like I said, I'm not a tax expert or anything like that, but most likely this will benefit REPX because they have been making a lot of acquisitions and reinvesting back into their business. So potentially we could see some tax savings and a little bit more incentive for REPX to grow. And before I get into my June performance, I just wanted to briefly touch on SoFi because they have also been making some news lately. So my overall percentage gain in SoFi is only about 168%. And right now it's like $19.50 a share. And I believe in previous videos, I did say my price target was $20 a share. Now, even though we're very close to 20, that doesn't mean I'm going to sell. But when it comes to like these smaller positions that I have, I'm not really sure like what I want to do with them because a position like Robinhood, it's very easy to say, yeah, I could sell 40 grand of it right now and I'll still have a 6-figure position in Robinhood. So it's quote unquote easier of a decision to make. But when it comes to something like SoFi, it's only 10 grand. So even if I completely exit the stock, it's only 10 grand. But if I don't take a little bit of profit off of it, you could say I'm irresponsible. So it's like, it's that dilemma that you have with smaller positions. But overall, I do think everything that's going on with student loans and the Fed starting to put a cap on how much they want to put into student loans and how much they want to be involved when it comes to student loans, that is very bullish for SoFi. But also I've noticed just in day-to-day life, I believe SoFi's Galileo helps out Toast, which is the restaurant software fintech type of company. It's the payments platform. And I have noticed a lot more restaurants are hopping on the Toast payment processor. And I've tried out their rewards program with a few like smaller restaurant chains, I would say, like more local restaurants. And I have to say, I am pretty impressed with Toast and their restaurant rewards platform and how very simple and easy they make it. So hopefully that translates into SoFi's success as well. And when it comes to how much I quote unquote made in the month of June, it is roughly around $1,900 just in my Robinhood account when it comes to trading options or whatever, like futures and collecting dividends. And basically what I put into the trading bucket is whenever I sell an option or buy an option, the gain or loss from that goes into this bucket. And also the very few times that I actually buy a futures contract, that also gets thrown into the trading bucket. And then dividends, of course, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's whatever dividends I get for the month. And then, of course, I have to take my Robinhood interest expense and take it away from my profit. And I have said for a while now, I'm not sure if I said it in my previous videos, but just overall, like making a consistent amount of money each month from the stock market. I did say that I wanted to, my first goal was going to be $2,000 a month. And even though I did basically almost hit that this month, I don't really want to count it because anybody watching this right now that has had a lot of experience when it comes to selling options or trading futures, you know exactly what I mean when I say it's not very consistent or something that you can even really rely on. Unless, of course, you have a tremendous amount of money and you have a boatload of stocks that you can sell options against, or a very nice savings pile that you can sell cash secured puts on. Obviously, then it's a lot easier to live off of that option premium income. But overall, I would say I am happy with where I'm at right now, consistently making money each month off of options and sometimes futures, but also my dividend income and, of course, my margin interest being manageable. So I guess from here, my next goal would be to earn about $500 a month from dividends and consistently make $2,000 a month from trading, and not just these freak months, like very rare occasions where I actually do make $2,000 a month. So basically smooth out my trading and dividend income. And then, of course, in the future, use that money to go on vacations, maybe invest in some of my like personal projects, I guess. Just using that money to enjoy myself, enjoy life, just do some things that I personally enjoy, even though I do enjoy trading stocks. I do enjoy covering the stock market and posting these videos. There are some other things that I would like to do, of course. And I know this is cliche, but everybody has that dream of making enough money from the stock market to replace their full-time income. But yeah, I guess I would say as of right now, 500 consistently in dividends and consistently 2,000 would be the goal.